everyone, it's me, Aqua, and today I'm going to review Nendoroid 1067 Rimuru. The first half of Season 2 of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime has just finished airing, and I have really enjoyed it, and I thought what better time to review Rimuru than right now. I think we're actually getting a part 2 of Season 2 later this year. So again, what better time? I'm gonna go ahead and give him a little unboxy-boxy. I'm really excited. Watching the first season, I don't know as much about the second season, but watching the first season to me was a similar feeling of that I got from Konosuba. Not the comedy as much, but the feeling of like I was going on an adventure and like really into the game, and not the game, but like it reminded me of D&D games that I've played in the past, going around, making friends, learning more about the world. Ooh. Oh, it gave me, oh, the wings. Gave me some bubble wrap, and those seem to be for these adorable wings, which I didn't realize would come attached to the figure. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take all the plastic off, you know, get the boring part out of the way, and get right back into it. I like to show it when this happens, so I'm showing you this. Loud tape sounds. More hand and arm parts are in here, so this isn't actually everything, so I'll unwrap these too. I think it's interesting how Good Smile Company more and more has been putting the extra props in the main box and the arm pieces and what have you in the stand piece. I've just been noticing that a lot. I personally like it when they have some place to go, because then I don't feel like I have to shove all these pieces back into a piece of plastic that's not as secure, or find some other place for them. I like having these visible, but I just wish there was a safer way to store them. Alright, I'll go ahead and take a minute to take them out of their packaging. Alright, so a quick review of what Rimuru comes with. Rimuru comes with, of course, the figure himself. That's really pretty hair. I like how they did that, and the eyes are really cool. I think my favorite about like the facial features is definitely the eyelashes and eyebrows. They're so blue. And I love the wings. I was really nervous taking the plastic off because I thought I had broken something, but they're just movable, and be careful with them because they're also very thin. So the figure himself, 2 alternate face plates, 4 alternate arms with 4 alternate hand pieces. This one, which it happens to be holding, oh, it's removable too. Happens to be holding, ooh, some meat. And again, like I said, removable. That's pretty cool. 2 swords. One is sheathed, one is not. The mask, of course, the very important mask. Shion's mask. This black fire, which is one of the, oh, it's so cool. It's like translucent. You can kind of see from the bottom the orange. You can see through. It's neat. And of course, the slime version, which is all wonky, specifically so the slime can be held by Rimuru. Alright, so let me get into the first pose. Alright, so this is the first pose I chose. I didn't want to, honestly, just didn't feel like changing too much up. It is based off this pose on the box with the wings out. Oh, I didn't put the hairpiece in. I'll do that for the next one. But I thought it would be a good idea because I'm nervous about taking the wings out. It was interesting to me trying to put this little thing in. There's a hole in the back, I don't know if you saw before, that you can actually slide that in. I am going to keep this in here for as many poses as possible. That was very hard to put in. Like, very hard. The thing is kind of at an angle. Like, it's not just straight down in. It's kind of angled, so it was really hard to get it to catch in the hole to be able to push it in. I eventually just kind of like wiggled it back and forth until it was in. But yeah, the thing's gonna stay in there until the end of the review, basically, because I don't want to take that out. It was very stressful. The wings actually are pretty okay. I mean, I can't really move this one just because there's not a lot of room left with the hand and the arm. I can, but like not very much. This one has a lot of range. I'm actually very impressed. I think this is a really cute pose. I also wanted to show you, pop, the little handle can come out and look, this wiggles. So you can really pose this however you want, and if you want, when you pop it out, it actually looks really good. So you could have an unsheathed sword and have the sheath still on Rimuru's back. Alright, here is my next pose, and truthfully, this one was a little, like, complicated to get down. First of all, I put Shion's mask on. You switch out this little hairpiece, which hides it really well, and put that in. I hadn't even noticed it at first before I did some searching. I was like, wait, that little hairpiece is where the mask goes on. I thought that was a brilliant way to hide the seam while also adding more character to the figure. I left this little sheath in and put the sword in as well. That was hard because I had to take this thing comes off. You wouldn't notice it at first, but it actually slides out of that little peg. I then had to slide it from the bottom through the hand. I actually just took the hand part off to be able to do that. It was very, I like was so worried because at first it wasn't going through and then it finally did and it was very tight. So at least you know that sword is not coming out, but oh boy, was that tense trying to get that to happen. It looks super cool though. I love the faceplate with the slanty eyebrows like that. He looks really frustrated and ready to kick butt. This is not something that happens like super often. Like, this character is usually a very friendly character, but I think that this portrays that emotion really well. Alright, here is the next pose I went with. This isn't on the box, but I just wanted to show how versatile this particular character is. I also wanted to use the sword one more time before I had to take it out of the hand. You can really pose this however you want. I just switched out the arms for the straight arms, and I think he looks really tough like that. I think you could use all the different arm parts that you're given to show a whole different range of poses with the sword and battle poses. I just think this is really cool. So this one's a kind of basic pose that you would pose with this. I don't usually set up my things on the stands. I probably should do that more often. Maybe when I have a better setup I will. But this pose is supposed to go with the fire. I think it looks pretty tough, but it is very simple. I think you could do a mix of this and holding a sword, and it would be really cool. This one's a pretty easy pose. Again, once you have that in, this little peg back here for the sheath was so frustrating. Alright, here is the next pose I went with. It's Rimuru holding himself, basically. Rimuru in this one is holding the slime version of himself. I think this slime looks really cute, and actually this holding position, a lot of the times when you get Nendoroids, the holding positions do not look natural. And this one, I mean, it's not my favorite holding position with two hands I've ever seen. You can kind of tell, I think, that there's space between the hands and the slime itself. But I think that something is kind of added to it. Like, you can kind of see this glow that's happening through the slime. So I think the fact that the slime version of Rimuru is actually making it look more natural, because the translucency kind of almost covers up the fact that there's space between the hands and this prop. So this is the last pose I'm going to show for you guys today. I'll be honest with you, I don't totally remember what part of the anime this one is from, but I gotta say, that face is so funny. And the meat is so detailed. He looks happy, but also ridiculously silly carrying around that food. I like this pose. It's the last one on the box. But I also feel like with this particular set, some Nendoroids you get, and it's like, I don't really know what else I can do with this Nendoroid. I don't know what other poses. But I think with the array of props, they're simple enough and the arm pieces are versatile enough that I think you could get a lot more poses than I have found even, and that are on the box. I think there are some really cool mixes here, and that of course is why we like Nendoroids. Alright, so final thoughts on this figure. I'm actually very impressed with this figure. I'm very happy with him. He was a lot easier to pose than I expected, especially these wings. They were so much easier to move around, and they were very easy to take out and put in. You just had to be very careful with them. But they're just pegs. You can slide them out or back in just like any arm parts. I've had a lot of Nendoroids that I've had that have wings have been kind of complex to pose, so I'm glad that this one was relatively easy. I really like the versatility of the props themselves, and I think that overall this is a good Nendoroid. So if you also enjoy That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime and want this figure, I would recommend it. There is one coming out, spoiler alert, for Demon Lord Rimuru, where actually I just ordered him. I was looking for him on AmiAmi and I could not find him anywhere, so I had to go through the Good Smile Company US, which I ordered other figures from, another figure from before and was happy with, so I felt pretty good ordering from them. So I'm glad that there's going to be another figure for this series, and I kind of wish that there were more. Right now there's only this one and Milim, and I'm going to review her hopefully sometime soon as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and this is Aqua signing out. Bye!